Quick but urgent disclaimer, this video contains spoilers for the entirety of the Attack on Titan series, especially the ending. You've been warned. I think that Attack on Titan's ending sucked. They're gonna do that. Ew. No way they're including this part too, man. Shut the fuck up. He's gonna say it. 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 Wait, are they gonna adapt this line too? No way. No way, best line in history coming up. No way. This ending is so fucking dumb. Oh my god. This is so stupid. The biggest ass pull in anime history. And the war is still going on. I forgot about that. They're including this part too. No way. No! But, first of all, that's my opinion. And second of all, that's one episode. Attack on Titan has 89 episodes. And I think that 88 of those episodes were fucking incredible. Hi, I'm Bizaster, and by the time this video comes out, it'll have been around 2 weeks since the last episode of Attack on Titan came out. Even if you're not an anime fan, and if that's the case, save yourself, chances are you've probably at least heard of Attack on Titan at some point. After all, it's one of the hugest anime out there, and for better or for worse, it's plagued the internet with its Shinzo wo Sasageos and Tatakais. There are people who you thought would never enjoy anime that love this show. Hell, there are even people that despise anime that enjoy this show. But why is that? What is it about Attack on Titan that separated it from all the other shit? It was the ever-changing and constantly turning plot, full of mind-blowing twists that took the internet and the world by storm. It was the fantastic fucking animation. It was the creepy, disturbing-ass, humanoid, cannibalistic monsters. Or maybe it was just the hype surrounding the show. Who knows? I'm just an idiot YouTuber. But what I do know is that this series had countless people, including myself, excitedly anticipating the finale of the series, not being able to wait to see just how the fantastic plot would end. And when you have a show like that, it's insanely hard to create an ending that'll satisfy everyone. Take Breaking Bad, for example. Its ending is supposed to be one of the greatest of all time, and I personally think it is, but there are people out there that'll tell you that it sucks. But I am getting ahead of myself. This is a review of Attack on Titan, not Attack on Titan's ending. So let's start from the very beginning. A lot of shows don't start off with a fast pace. Some shows will have more of a slow burn in their beginning chapters, waiting for the right time to truly slap you in the face with their action. But not Attack on Titan. This show literally kicks off with a bang. Shit seems normal enough, and then bam, this creepy fucking giant kicks a hole in the wall and sends a bunch of other significantly smaller, but still very creepy, giants into civilization. People are crushed by rubble, eaten alive, stepped on by these giants. Oh my. This is episode fucking 1. Our main character's mom is eaten alive right in front of him. People are killed and things are destroyed like they're nothing, and it's the very beginning of the series. This blew my middle school brain. Why the fuck did I watch this in middle school? Middle school brain wide open. I had only watched shit like Naruto up until this point, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening? Yes, the later seasons of the show are great, but let's not forget that this pilot episode shook the world.
Oh my god, like the rumbling?
No, not like that. It's such an incredible, unforgettable start to an incredible and unforgettable series. Not to mention okay, this video is starting to become unorganized as hell. So let's organize it. I'll be splitting this video into sections. First, we'll talk about the characters. Second, we'll talk about the art. Third, we'll talk about the music and voice acting. And fourth, we'll talk about the story, saving the most important aspect for last. Oh, also, fifth, I'll deliver my final thoughts on the series and give it a final review score. First of all, the characters. You can't have a good story without good characters, so it's a good thing that Attack on Titan's cast of characters is so incredible. Eren, he's the main protagonist in the first 3 seasons of the show, and then he turns into the main villain in the last one. And it works perfectly. It's things like this that make it clear that every aspect of the series was meticulously planned out from the very beginning. Well, except for the ending, probably, but we'll get to that later.
Taking a character who fights the good fight for a good 60-ish episodes and turning him into a villain, not an anti-hero or a morally gray character, but a damn near irredeemable villain shouldn't work, but it absolutely does. Regardless of whether you like him or not, Eren is a fantastically written character. When you go back and watch the early seasons before he went and lost his mind, you can see clear foreshadowing of how his character would change. Sure, the most obvious example may be the final episode of Season 3, but there are countless hints, some more obvious than others, sprinkled throughout the series that make it clear that this is the plan all along and Eren didn't just make a total 180. And it's a good thing that he doesn't ever make a 180 at all in the series. But it's not just Eren. This show features so many incredibly written characters. Mikasa is a strong female character with an exceptionally powerful story, who especially shines in the final season when she steps out of Eren's shadow more. Armin is undeniably weak at first, yet slowly but surely he also becomes stronger and smarter. And also I wanna fuck him. Historia is a great female character too, so was Annie. In fact, pretty much all the female characters were. Ymir was an already incredible character, but her backstory made her even more unforgettable, and Gabby is a character that, yeah, I jumped on the hate train towards when I was a stupid middle schooler watching the show, but I later came to realize that she is an insanely misunderstood character. Hell, that's the case with, well, all of these characters. None of them are one-dimensional. They make mistakes, they fuck up, they're flawed. Technically, they're all murderers, but we know that they've been forced into this world and we just want to see them turn out okay. Levi, Sasha, Jean, Erwin, all of these characters are fantastically written. Even the side characters that die very early on leave a lasting impact on the series. Marco's death changed Jean and made him want to protect people more, and serves as one of the many reminders that, yeah, these characters are expendable. Hell, even the minor characters in the series are made memorable. The implication of Nanaba's death scene, for example, are absolutely horrifying and make me remember her very well. Jesus fucking Christ. On a lighter note, the series also features some really cool representation of minorities, which is really awesome for anime. Onyakpon is black, and instead of being made into a walking stereotype like many representations of minorities in anime sadly are, he's a super cool character who has a really impressive and well-implemented scene where he talks about his race. There's also some really great LGBTQ+ representation. Hanji's canonically genderqueer and bisexual, Ymir's a lesbian, Historia's queer, and I'm pretty sure Levi is pansexual. Hajime Isayama also confirmed at some point that Ymir and Historia were together until, you know. As a bisexual dude myself, good queer rep like this is really awesome to see in anime, especially since this is such a popular shonen series. Also, I think the fact that the inclusion of sexualities and identities outside of the first 4 letters in the acronym is really fucking cool, and you don't see it done too often. Moving on, the art in the series. The first 3 seasons were animated by Wit Studio and Production IG, known for shows such as Spy X Family and Fooly Cooly. And the last one was animated by MAPPA, known for every single anime that has come out within the past few years. Both of these studios did incredible jobs. And I'm not just saying that either. The art and animation in the show are insane. The Titans are uncanny and terrifying, the facial expressions are full of life and emotion, the character designs are beyond memorable, the environments in the show are so huge and sprawling and so much more. And the animation is just, oh my god, the characters strap into their ODM gear and fly around with so much life, and the Titans run around and wreak havoc and people move around instead of just standing in the background. The action sequences are never dull because of how engaging they are, and this goes for both studios. It's amazing. Even though I spent most of the series finale angrily pissing and shitting all over my TV screen, I couldn't help but stop and go, hey, wait, wipe that piss off the screen really quick. That not for another 10 years at least line was stupid as fuck, but that water looks fucking beautiful. In addition to the incredible art, the series also features fantastic music. The OST, done by the insanely talented Hiroyuki Sawano, known for shows like Kill la Kill and Blue Exorcist, is unforgettable and just fucking awesome. The music absolutely makes the action sequences even more high-octane and engaging than they already are. And of course, who could forget the openings and endings? While some are definitely superior to others, I can say with confidence that all of the opening and ending themes in the series are fantastic. But before I move on to talking about the voice acting, let's talk about Ending 4, which was in Season 3, Part 2. One thing I really found cool about the opening and ending themes in this series was that the animation team didn't rely on the music to carry these segments. They decided to add on to the awesomeness with even better animation than you usually see in ending themes. My War has fucking sick visuals. The haunting third ending depicts events in the series that didn't even fucking happen yet, which is genius, and Ending 4 depicts Historia's backstory. But this ending gets extra cool once you get to episode 12 of season 3, the night of the battle to retake the wall. Imagine this, you're sitting on the couch with your brother watching the season 3 part 1 finale of Attack on Titan, and after a strangely normal episode for this usually dread and despair-filled series, the ending credits begin to play. They're normal enough, and then all of a sudden, it glitches, and then the track distorts, and then it glitches again, and now cryptic and terrifying images are flashing on screen at you with unsettling sounds, including a horrifying cut-off scream, and before you can even comprehend what's going on, there's a scene. Levi is pissed off, and all of a sudden he attacks Eren. Mikasa jumps in to defend him, and then they're fighting, and then it cuts back to the ending. The rest of it plays out normally, and then the episode just ends. It just ends. What the fuck? This shit was insane. After this episode ended, my brother and I just looked at each other in shock. At first, I was still just like, oh, is our TV glitching? But nope, that's just the show. And it's moments like this that make Attack on Titan feel like a horror anime. And I'll say it here, if you're an ending skipper, you missed out. Anyways, the voice acting in Attack on Titan is great. It doesn't matter whether you choose to watch the sub or dub. If I had to pick a quote-unquote superior version between the two, I'd probably go with the sub. In my opinion, the more emotional lines are delivered slightly more convincingly, but honestly, it might be just me, and it just comes down to preference. And now, with all of that covered, let's move on to the story. Wow, I have a lot to say about the story. If you're like me, and you came into this series after only watching basic shonen anime, it'll slap you right in the face. There's rarely ever a lighthearted moment, there's no power of friendship, there's no characters making up because we're Nakama. No. Attack on Titan is ruthless. Why is Attack on Titan so ruthless? Attack on Titan creator Hajime Isayama says his inspirations for the hit series were the irate customers he had to deal with while working at an internet cafe. Oh, he worked in retail. Now it makes sense. Attack on Titan's story is spread out over many episodes split into seasons. You have Season 1, Season 2, Season 3 again, and the final season. And then the final season again. And then the real final season this time. And then, oh my fucking god. And the thematic progression between the arcs in these seasons is insane. At first, it's humans versus titans. But then it becomes humans and humans that can turn into titans versus titans. And then there's some infighting and oh shit, some titan shifters are traitors and wait, there are enemies living outside of the walls? Oh my god, now it's humans versus humans and there's an entire war happening. There's no way it can get crazier than it did. Now it's fucking humanity versus Eren. I may have covered all of these absolute whiplash progressions in less than a minute, but the show makes it so that it flows seamlessly from theme to theme. The story is fantastic, and that's especially clear with how memorable so many scenes are. The entire first episode, the dude who fucking kills himself in episode 8, Eren plugging up the wall, the countless absolute nightmare fuel scenes with the Titans, the moments between Ymir and Historia, Levi's battle with the Beast Titan, Eren's heroic sacrifice, Armin's hugest moment, Sasha's death, the moment when you realized Eren has been controlling everything all along, seeing Eren's horrifying final Titan form towering over everyone and everything. This scene with Armin, oh shit, nope, stay strong, it's November, stay strong. All of these scenes and more don't just make Attack on Titan's story memorable, they make it absolutely incredible, which is why it's really depressing that I think the ending sucks so much. Yep, it's time to talk about the ending. Here's the thing, I don't think that endings necessarily make or break a show. Soul Eater's ending was underwhelming, but I don't care that much because the rest of the series was fantastic and I didn't really care too much about how it ended because it never tried to set up some huge ending. Erased's ending sucked, and I hate it, But I'm not as bitter about it as I would be otherwise, because it was only 12 episodes long and it wasn't like I had wasted too much time on the series. But here's the thing with Attack on Titan. This series was 89 episodes long, with 2 of these episodes being over an hour long. I had spent a lot of time on this series, and it wasn't just that. The series had also been setting up a huge ending, something that the show had been leading up to the entire time. That is when the ending of a show can severely impact it for me. I wouldn't go as far as to say it broke the show, because I still do love the series, but it definitely hindered my enjoyment of it all. But none of that makes sense unless I talk about the ending, right? So let's talk about it. Attack on Titan's ending is one that I experienced before watching the final season, part 527, as I gave in to temptation and read the remaining chapters of the manga after the second part of the final season ended. And no, I don't hate it in an, oh, Eren was my epic Sigma male hero, grr, a Chad like him would never have done this, oh, this makes me my toxic masculinity mad kind of way. Here's why I hate it. In my opinion, the manga ending is significantly worse than the anime one. Yes, they're both technically the same awful ending, but the manga ending is a lot more rushed. Only 9 chapters are dedicated to concluding the series. That is including the events leading up to the ending. 9 short chapters are nowhere near enough time to end a series like this, and it shows. Things happen way too fast. Information is glossed over at a breakneck speed that makes it impossible to comprehend any of it. Everything that happens is unsatisfying, and then it's just over. The series is just done. It was like if you condensed Breaking Bad's final season into just 1 episode. I was unsatisfied, confused, and pissed off, and I really hoped that the anime would change the end. It didn't. Deep down, I kinda knew that would happen, and you know what? Whatever. With 2 nearly movie-length episodes to adapt these chapters, I figured that there would be enough time to at least explain what happened and make it easier to understand. And while that sort of happened, I, 1, was still confused about some stuff, and 2, remembered that, oh yeah, the main problem with the ending wasn't just that it was rushed. It was that it sucked. Like I said, the anime team was nice enough to sort of improve upon the ending. The pacing salvages it a little and is the only reason I was able to understand half of it. Also, I originally hated Hanji's death and found it to be completely and entirely pointless in the manga, but the anime fleshes it out a lot more and gives them a proper send-off, which I really enjoyed. Plus, we get a cute scene with them in Peak. Aside from that, though, the final episode of Attack on Titan was just an extended version of one of the worst butcherings of a series that I have ever seen. Like I said earlier, I get that with a series like this, it's practically impossible to make an ending that satisfies everyone, but this was like the worst case scenario in my opinion. No, it's not because it didn't have a happy ending. It's fucking Attack on Titan, I didn't expect it to. My problem is that it renders the entire series nearly pointless and has some of the worst writing I've ever seen. This is for many reasons. First of all, the way they tried to redeem Eren at the end was stupid as hell. They tried to make him into this Lelouch-esque anti-hero who did evil things for the sake of the world, except it doesn't work because he destroyed fucking 80% of it while doing so. And here's the kicker. Despite the fact that his actions led to absolutely nothing aside from making the world worse than it already was, he's treated like a hero by every goddamn character. And it's not helped by the horrible writing either. The way everyone conveniently remembers Eren apparently letting them all know about this plan, and the fact that this plan apparently existed in the first place, feel like they were added in at the last minute because of how half-assed they are. Compare this to any other twist in the series. For example, Eren being revealed as evil. It's foreshadowed from the very beginning. This, however, just happens. There's no build-up, the characters are fighting, and then randomly this shit just happens, and it's so fucking stupid. But like I said, Eren wasn't the only character to pull a complete 180 out of nowhere. Practically every character did. Throughout this entire season, all of them have expressed their disapproval of Eren's actions, even if he may have had good intentions. Yet, at the very end, they all turn into absolute blubbering messes and start going, "Oh, Eren, you were right all along. You're a hero out of literally nowhere. Did you forget that he killed billions of people?" Sorta related to this, but not quite. The characters were absolutely butchered in the finale. Eren going, "No, I don't want Mikasa to fall in love with another man. I want her, no." Despite spending the entire fucking series clearly being annoyed as hell by her, even declaring at one point that he has always hated her. Armin going from being completely against Eren during this season and being the most reasonable character to going, oh yeah, you're pretty cool, again, and finding reason in all of his actions within like a 5-minute time span. Mikasa reverting back to being completely dependent on Eren despite spending the entire season becoming her own truly independent person. Historia falling in love with the farmer who threw fucking rocks at her. And of course, everything regarding the founder Ymir. Like, her being freed because Mikasa kissed Eren's severed head really good was some shit out of a Disney movie. I mean, a much more grisly and mature Disney movie, but still. And, okay, look. I seriously can't express this enough. The writing in this episode is atrocious. The worm is dumb, and there's a reason everyone makes fun of the only Ymir knows and not for another 10 years at least lines. The only Ymir knows line is pretty much just Isayama admitting that he had no idea where he was going with some of this shit, and the not for another 10 years at least line is just fucking stupid, not even just because it's out of character. Everything in this episode happens out of nowhere and out of pure convenience. The fact that the war is still going on, okay, I get that the message is that humanity is stupid and war sucks and never changes. I kinda agree, but you'd think that with 80% of the world being destroyed, at least one person would go, hey, maybe 20% of the world being left is a little important. As I said earlier, I don't have a problem with the fact that the ending wasn't happy. So what do I have a problem with? It's the fact that nothing was resolved. You can argue that the ending was actually a masterpiece. In fact, if that's what you believe, then do it. Don't let my opinion stop you, but I'll be honest. Any finale that ends with a fucking dove symbolizing a character is fucking stupid.
So yeah, I really didn't like Attack on Titan's ending. It makes me a little mad and also a bit depressed that a series I love so much had to end this way. But you know what I don't hate? Attack on Titan. And to prove that I don't hate it, I'm going to give it a final review score, which will be a combination of my scores that I've given to each of the seasons. Seasons 1 and 2 are great. They're fucking fantastic, but they're definitely the most generic action shonen anime-ish seasons out of all of them, and I'd personally give them both 8 out of 10s. Season 3 is where the show really picks up, and I'd personally give it a 9 out of 10. I would give Season 3 Part 2, Season 4 Part 1, and Season 4 Part 2 10 out of 10s, but sadly, the way the series ended makes those series a bit less incredible, so they all get 9s. And finally, Season 4 Part 3. The first of the 2 episodes absolutely blew me away. I expected it to suck as much as it did in the manga, but I was really impressed by how amazing it turned out. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the last episode, which did suck as much as I expected it to. Overall, I'd give Season 4 Part 2 a 6 out of 10, which is a pretty big dip in quality for an otherwise awesome anime. Putting all of this together, my final score for Attack on Titan is an 8 out of 10. It feels really weird and kinda disappointing, given what used to be my second favorite anime of all time, 2 whole points less than a 10 out of 10. However, an 8 out of 10 is still absolutely a good score. Despite how much I hated the ending, I still loved the story and characters, and nothing can change that.
The Attack on Titan anime ran... Okay, wait, no, this position sucks. I'm not filming my videos like this. The Attack on Titan anime ran from 2013 to 2023, and in its runtime, it shocked, surprised, and blew the minds of viewers everywhere. I doubt that I'll ever forget how insane the twists and other impactful moments were, and I know for sure that this anime will go down in history as one of the most significant and game-changing ones of all time. So I guess all we can do for now is say goodbye to this wild ride of a series, thank Hajime Isayama for its existence, and wish him luck on any manga he decides to write in the future. Hopefully he'll end those well. Also, I cannot stress this enough, everything I've said in this video is solely my opinion, and you can absolutely disagree with me. In fact, leave a comment below if you want to leave your take on the series. I read and respond to all comments, so I think it would be cool to see other views on how this series ended. But with all of that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Even if you disagreed with what I said in it, hopefully you still liked it and maybe you had a few laughs along the way. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and all that stuff. It really helps me out. and it would allow you to see more of my videos in the future about anime, video games, and other stuff. Hell, maybe even I'll make another Attack on Titan video at some point. I hope to see you in the next one, and until then, bye! Wait, no, please, no!
Bizaster become death, crying.